come on up here, I want to give you a prize. And so do you, because you get a prize. You also get, come on up, I want to give you guys a sticker for finding $2 million right this minute. Congratulations. Way to go, you guys. Here's $2 million for you, too. Okay, good. So that, by the way, that was an example of finding one of the top 21. When you when you go through this and really select the top 21 problems, you know, $1 million or $500,000 is very doable. It's within your business. So now that we have a problem, we know what it costs. We actually have probably 21 problems. We know what they kind of cost out. We get a general sense. What are we going to do with them? In Marge's situation, she selected her top 21. Things with scheduling issues, inventory, on-time delivery, floor layout, overtime, order entry procedures, long setups. You know, every company is different, and your top 21 will be unique to your company. So I've seen many service companies have totally different issues than these. I don't know if that's helpful or not, but the idea is that they're unique to your company because your people found them, and now we can begin to at least narrow that down from 100 to the top 21, kind of in a funnel, and now we really know these are the key issues. If I work on these, I'm going to make a significant impact. Okay. In Marge's situation, there was about $700,000 in total improvements that were very realistic, you know, very conservative look at it, something that she could do right now to make an impact. Okay, so guess what? The third month of the program, she really got started. This is really where the rubber hits the road. This is kind of the cool stuff. Because we talk a lot about looking at things, how are we going to really eliminate those problems? And there's a key on the very top bullet, it's called action teams. This is an approach that really gets more reinforced the concept of true employee empowerment. Getting those teams together, people solve a particular problem. So one of Marge's problems was setup times. I'll talk about that. But an action team really creates innovation, builds capacity, improves quality. So what an action team is, it's usually 4 to 6 people who have insight into that problem. They're somewhere in the process, and they deal with the flow of that issue on a daily basis. So they're kind of like a group of experts that come together. It might be somebody that's who sweeps the floor. It might be somebody that's from sales, somebody from accounting, and also maybe somebody from you know, the internal office management department. Whatever it might be, those are the 4 people that we selected to put on this team who have the best ability to solve this problem. Again, none of us are smart as all of us. And this is a very powerful process to really get rid of the issues. And it should take about 4 to 6 weeks to put a major dent in that problem that maybe you've been living with for years. So let's talk about how she really attacked one of her problems. Machine setup times was something that she found really important. And maybe for you it's following on quotes, or improving the sales process, or maybe it's having a better product delivery issue, or whatever it might be, whatever your issues are. But this is a formula you can use to solve virtually any problem. Now, over the years, I've been teaching this for about 7 years to companies. Thousands, about 4,000 people have been learning this process. And over the years, I have seen a lot of 7M analyses. I don't know how many problems, tens of thousands. I've seen issues that have been plaguing companies for decades, that have been over the last 10 years. This cost you $3 million because you just kept living with it. A problem that is systemic within your company, because it's a root causal issue, can be solved. And I have not found a problem that we can't solve. I haven't seen one yet. So anything you're staring at can be eliminated or improved or significantly changed for the better. So don't think it can't get any better. But it's done through a team process. Okay? So what she did is one of her goals was to reduce the time it took to set up the equipment. She was making aluminum and then she was going to switch to steel. So she had to change the machine over. That was something that a person that actually, that problem, they lived with this forever, but somebody questioned it, who was a machine operator who was on the pit team, and said, you know, I think we could set the equipment up faster. I just have an idea, let me come up with the idea. So they did. And they looked at it, they realized they did 2,500 setups a year, which is a lot of setups. So they changed this. This is a repetitive thing they did again and again. And the goal, they historically they'd always done it for 30 minutes. They couldn't make it any faster. They tried, but nothing happened. The goal was to let's take 10 minutes off the process. Now, who cares about 10 minutes? Does 10 minutes matter? Yeah, David, why? Why? It adds up, exactly. If you do it 2,500 times at 10 minutes, it's a lot of hours that go through the company. Okay, so little things like that can make a huge difference over time. So it does make a big difference. So they formed the first action team. They had 2 machine operators, somebody from purchasing, and somebody that handled sort of the material within the company. Okay, so they put the dream team together. And Marge wasn't on this team. It was Marge said, you guys go fix it. I shouldn't be on this team because I don't have the expertise to be on the team because I don't really run the machines. I'm sort of in the sales area. So you guys go fix this problem, try and make it better. So she gave her team the goal, the tools, and the goal to go fix it, to take it to 20 minutes. Okay. So the first week, the team met, and they asked themselves, why is it that it takes so long to set this piece of equipment up? And they went around the room and did a little brainstorming. And they said there were missing tools. I can't find the wrench to adjust the equipment because somebody grabbed it and took off with it. You know, the paperwork wasn't ready because I wasn't sure what I was supposed to be doing here, and I was waiting for paperwork. Materials weren't ready. I had to go way in the back and get them and drag them over here and get it set up because I just I had wasted time. And again, wasted time and movement. So they actually came up with, I think, a total of about a dozen different reasons why this took so long to get set up. So this was a process that they used. Again, same thing can be utilized with your problem. And think about what is the cause of the problem. So they came up with this. And they met for an hour a week and they started improving some of these things. Something as simple as they put a toolbox on the machine. And they had a shadow board. So when the tool was missing, they immediately knew it was missing. They also made it a standard thing, a policy, that you don't grab something and run off with it without bringing it back. Okay? But it became just a simple thing like that can add up. So here's what happened after 4 weeks. The overtime in the company was reduced by $6,000 a month. They impacted the company by $150,000. Setup times got down to 15 minutes, which was a record. They never done that. Delivery times increased. They doubled the machine capacity, meaning that they could push out twice as much product out of that one machine without having, because everybody said, we need to buy another machine. Well, it's $1 million, and I don't have it. So what are we going to do? We got to make the most of what we have. This is a lot about what this is. It's taking what we have and squeezing the most out of it, really making it work. And so at the end of this, they wrote a standard operating procedure. Okay, now who knows what a standard operating procedure is? Sarah, you know what a standard operating procedure is? Okay, tell us what a standard operating procedure is.
Well, we are ISO certified, and
okay.
We have a SOP that tells us how to do specific processes. And ours, actually, because we're a service business, we have some specific areas for what each customer wants.
How to handle each customer in a specific way.
And anybody can step into any given job at any time.
Right. Now, why would you want to have it set up like that? Can't people just come in and do it their own way every day? Why?
Well, in small businesses, you need to be able to, if somebody's missing in this department and something else needs to get done, another person needs to do that. They can go research, how do I do that? And
how do they know what to do? Is it a document somewhere they can read, or and that's called the standard operating procedure. That's exactly my point. It gives the ability to have another person jump in and immediately figure out how to do that job if somebody else is sick. It also doesn't improve quality because it's consistency and quality. For instance, let's take a company, McDonald's. Now they have built thousands of restaurants across the world based on this one concept of standard operating procedures. The concept is how do we make a Big Mac? And so it's written down and it's trained. So if everybody came to work and said, well, I'm going to make Big Macs today and I'm going to do it my way, what would you have all across the world? Chaos? You'd have chaos. Chaos is a great word, right? You'd have questions of whether the quality is going to be there on a consistent basis. And so they build, how to clean the machine, how to greet the customer, how to close the store, how to open the store, there are dozens of standard operating procedures at McDonald's, hundreds of them, in fact, and they put them into a manual. Here's how you do the thing that you do, because it provides highest quality at the lowest possible cost, and it makes the customer happy.